Food Trucker School is now in session. This is episode 21. What's up, Food Truckers? Pat Flynn here, your host, and Food Trucker School is here to help you take your food truck business to the next level. If you don't have a food truck, well, we're going to help you get started with one. And if you do have one, we're going to help you make it even better. Today I'm happy because we're joined with Jeremie Banet and his wife Nissa, who, if you've ever felt like you needed to leave your current job or you just were unhappy with it, well, check out what Jeremie did. He's making headlines right now because he quit his successful Wall Street job to start a food truck. And it's not even up yet, but he's in the middle of that transition along with his wife Nissa. They're doing some great things. They have a lot of amazing things planned to serve the area of Los Angeles and Orange County. And we're going to talk about him and his mindset and what he's going through. We're also going to talk about the reaction from people around him and kind of how he's getting through everything right now to build his business. So without further ado, let's welcome Jeremie and his wife Nissa. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Thanks again. Jeremie, let's start with you. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of what you were doing before you decided to start a food truck and kind of go over exactly why you decided to start a food truck in the first place?
All right. So I've had a 15 years career in finance. I worked in a couple of banks and finally I worked in a pretty large fund named PIMCO, who's actually the largest bond manager in the world. I don't know if people that listen to your podcast are very familiar with bonds, but basically there are all kind of debt. So I was a trader. So I'm sure that if you've seen some of those movies, I was the guy going crazy in front of my screen and selling stuff. And that was mostly when I was at the bank. PIMCO was a little bit more of a quiet place. So instead of being a trader, I was what they call a portfolio manager, which is more like investment. Your trading horizon is a longer horizon. So it's a little slower, but it's still like a very fast-paced, crazy world. Investments, a lot of numbers. I used to have 3 screens in front of my eyes. I would have 5 numbers moving on those screens. So a lot of numbers, a lot of screens, and so that was my life.
And what made you decide to go down this new path in life with a food truck?
So actually, the food truck idea came probably about a year-ish ago. I think what happened to us is we've been missing our French food for since we've been in the US. We're missing the bakeries. We're missing a lot of the stuff that we're used to. And when we moved to California, I realized that fast food was a very good business, but somehow no one was really covering French fast food. And so that's when we started thinking about the CROQUE, which is a good product from a fast food standpoint. It's a sandwich, but it's also a good way to sort of showcase everything that the French food has in terms of bread, cheese, and obviously charcuterie. So that's how the idea of the CROQUE came along. And then as we were discussing it, we were like, look, I'm in the corporate world. Nissa actually also used to work in finance, so it's not like we have a lot of experience in that business line. And we thought that rather than go all in and make a huge investment and learn in a painful way, but also in a way that eventually might not allow us to rebound if things don't work out the way we thought they should work, that, starting with a food truck, it's a small investment, you get to learn a lot and without necessarily burning your capital. So we thought that would be pretty much the perfect format for us to, get in that business. So that was about a year ago. And so Nissa for 9 months worked on the recipes. We had a chef helping us bring the recipes together, et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward, we did a pop-up in May in Long Beach in a bar. And really the event turned out to be great. Nissa pretty much handled it by herself and did a really good job. I was very impressed. The reaction from the crowd was also really good. I mean, we pretty much sold out quite quickly. People were excited about the croque monsieur. People were excited about the food. People were curious about the whole concept, monsieur, madame. I think American usually they have a lot of fun trying to pronounce French words, so that was probably part of the excitement. And so from there, I decided to pull the trigger. I thought that we have a good product, we have a good concept. I've been in my job for 15 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think the last year I felt like I kind of knew what I was doing, and I was getting maybe a little bored about it. It's a lot of numbers, as I said. So I felt like, hey, it's time to spice it up. I mean, we only live once, so let's give it a shot. No downside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's very true, and you're taking control, and I think that's awesome. I think it's also interesting that your previous career will definitely help you moving forward with your food truck. Like, I can see that working out really well in terms of the sort of liveliness of, the excitement and the hustle that needs to happen for those industries in comparison. And also, all the numbers and stuff, that's going to really help you moving forward. I think the concept especially is great. Personally, being here in San Diego, California, I know there's only one French-themed food truck, and it's in particular a crepe truck, and they have desserts mostly, but some savory stuff. But really, I don't see many French-themed food trucks around in general. I think it was also really cool that you were able to validate your idea by cooking cuisines and actually getting direct feedback from potential customers. And so, Nissa, I'd love to ask you, what was it like to serve your dishes and get that immediate feedback from people?
Well, first of all, as Jeremie said, I've been working with the chef for almost 9 months. We've been working on the recipes. I cook every day at home, but cooking for that amount of people is different. So working with the chef helped me getting a good recipe and try to organize myself on how you're going to cook and prep for that many people. And so basically after 9 months, we felt we had this opportunity for the top-up, and we thought that it would be great to try it. So I've been prepping almost like 100 croque monsieur, savories and sweets, and for 2 or 3 days I've done my grocery shopping. I've done pretty much everything for the prep part. And then on the D-Day, when we had the top-up, basically I've been working with the chef and someone who helped us, and I was basically in between the chef who was actually cooking the croque monsieur that I prepared before in the panini machines, and the customers. So I was there to help customers to understand what a croque monsieur is, and the whole story of our Monsieur Madame story, basically.
That's so cool. I love that. And again, for everybody out there, the website, you can find it at mmfoodtruck.com. That's for Monsieur Madame, which is the name of their brand. I think it's so cool that you were able to work with a chef and fine-tune your ingredients and your dishes for 9 months, and then like the idea came over a year ago, and you don't even have a truck yet. Like, that's amazing to know that you're putting in all this hard work, and it's obvious that you have that passion there. And I think that's extremely important. And a lot of people don't realize just how much hard work goes into starting a food truck. Like I said, over a year now since the idea came about for Jeremie. Jeremie, and both of you actually, I'd love to ask you a question. So Jeremie first, what are some of the hardest parts about getting your food truck started and up and running?
Well, as you said, it's been a year. We've worked on the truck, and we still don't have a truck. And I think that's probably the hard part. I always make the joke that if you're bipolar, maybe entrepreneurship may be a little bit of a risk for you, because you've got like those great days, like the pop-up, like the things where things work out great, but then you've got like once in a while you hit a wall, and you have to keep your cool, you have to stay focused, and you have to learn to be patient, and you have to learn that there's a lot of obstacles. I mean, one of the most obvious obstacles for food truckers is really the red tapes. I mean, I didn't understand the meaning of red tapes until I started the food truck business, and so right now we're waiting for the health department. We should have heard from them, I want to say 2 weeks ago, and we realized that it can take another 2 weeks, it can take another 2 months. And even once we hear from them, the way we organize our kitchen is a little different from the usual trucks. We're trying to use a conveyor oven because it helps us in terms of simplicity, especially because we're not necessarily like trained chef, and so there's a lot of back and forth. There's not always a lot of flexibility. Once you're done with Los Angeles County, you have to deal with Orange County, or vice versa. If you decide to start with Orange County first, but if you want to be on both city, which from a business standpoint is important, then you have two different health departments to deal with, and so just to really get the truck off the ground, even though you have a concept, even though now we have our recipes, we pretty much know where we're going to get like all our food. We have our providers, so we feel like we're ready, and we're kind of stuck in the middle where we feel like we're ready, but we still can't get the truck, so we still can't really move forward. So that's a little bit of a frustration. We're lucky. We live in Laguna Beach, so we go to the beach. We try to relax. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Actually, our truck builder kindly told us that the last thing we want to do is to put any kind of pressure on the health department, because I mean they have full control over it, so they can make it worse rather than better. So you have to be nice. You have to be patient and keep busy the way you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We still work on the recipes. It's not like we're not doing anything. I mean, as I said, we've been working with the chef for 9 months, but even though we did that and we were pretty much happy with the result, because the pop-up, the feedback we got from the pop-up was really great. We sold out everything. Everybody was happy with the food. The owner of the wine bar where we had the pop-up was really happy and was ready to try it again. But even though everything went great, we were still, we felt the need of still working on the recipes to get the perfect croque monsieur, the way we see it. So yeah, we ready with the recipes, but I think you can always improve your recipes, and that's what we're trying to do in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I think that's extremely smart, and patience is absolutely key in this game. And like you said, you don't want to leave any pressure or put any pressure on those who are pretty much in control of your future here as you start a food truck. And you can always make improvements, like you said, not only with the ingredients like you guys are doing, but with the branding and the marketing of your truck, and start to build buzz and hype for what you're doing. And you guys are doing a great job of that. Jeremie, I've been reading a lot of articles and newspapers about you, and your Facebook page is growing. How are you able to get the media behind what you're doing? I think that's a strategy that a lot of us could learn from in terms of how to get that mainstream media to really sort of announce what you're doing. And how's that been able to work out for you?
I think look, I resigned the week the Chef movie got released, so I don't really go to Jon Favreau and ask for any royalties, but I think the fact that the same real life story happened at the same time as they were doing that movie, obviously some of the people saw the connection, and I think I think people just like the story to start with. I think people realized I had a good job, I had a good career. It's not like I was really successful doing what I was doing, and I've got a true change of heart. I go from a very well paid job, with a lot of safety, to a very unsecured, less paid job, and the only way people can reconcile it is that, as you said, it has to be a passion. It has to be something that comes from our heart and the willingness to do something good. So I think that part of the story is inspiring and brought the attention of the media. And I think there's a little bit of luck, to be fair, which is that I had a big job in a big company with a lot of media attention anyway. So I think the press kind of called me when I resigned, just because they were curious to figure out why I resigned. And actually the first journalist that called us were the Bloomberg journalist. And so when I told her, I said, look, I really don't have a lot to give you about PIMCO and why I resigned, but the truth is I actually resigned because we've been thinking of doing a food truck with my wife, and she's been working on it for 9 months, and I want to be all in the project because I believe in it. And people were like, wow, that's an amazing story.
It is a great story. And I don't think we all realize how much and how important our story is. Our story is who or what connects us to people who are going to be our customers. And that's what will help us stand out from everybody else, our own story. What is your story for everybody out there listening? Know what that is and own it. And just like Nissa and Jeremie have been, and you guys have been doing a great job. And I think, while you're waiting for the health department and all this stuff, you are still able to use your story through these mediums to build buzz for when the time is right and the truck comes out. So to finish up here, I'd love to ask both of you, we could start with you, Nissa. What is the most exciting part about all this for you? Like when you wake up every morning and you're like, wow, this is so cool. Like what is it about all this that's making you excited?
Well, I think I'm going to say the cooking part, the trying to find the product, the good product, the product we believe in, and try to come out with a very good croque monsieur and try to share it with everybody here in California. I think it's really exciting. I mean, I love cooking. As I said, I've been cooking since I left my parents' house. I've seen my mom cook all the time, and I think I probably learned a lot from her. We've been cooking using fresh products from the garden. We had even chickens, so we were having like fresh eggs. So I've been in this forever, I would say. And trying to do it here is exciting.
That's really cool. Thank you. Jeremie?
Yeah, I think I will start with the food as well. Obviously, I mean, you don't want to be in a food truck if you're not crazy about food. And for us, it's important to sort of bring something from our roots, from being French. I'm crazy about cheese. When I was a young kid, like my kid's age, like the only way you could feed me was with Comté. And actually, I was so picky about my Comté that if my parents didn't buy it from the right place, I would not eat. And as I grew up, I became picky about my bread, about my croissant. And I think if you put your energy into it and your heart and your soul, you can really do like great products. I mean, our baker is a French guy. His name is Yannick. He's an artisan baker, and he wakes up at 3 a.m. to do his bread. He doesn't do it for money or anything else, but the passion he has for bread and good food. And I think it's extremely rewarding when you put your soul into a product and people like it. And I think that's the bottom line. And I think the obvious second element of what I think is very exciting for me is like kind of making a point about money and greed and how you can conduct your life. And for 15 years I was in finance. I made a lot of money, and I don't regret it. It was very exciting. It was. I mean, it's a great job, but I think I'm looking forward for the next 15 years to do something that's more about my community, helping others, serving good food, creating like good jobs, having employees, like build something that maybe is a little bit more social, that's a little bit more directed towards other, and that's a little bit more like material, something that you can touch.
Yeah, it's something real and something you can be proud of, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. And every day when you serve that food and you watch your customers and you see them smile, I mean, that's just going to be awesome. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully they're nicer clients than we are. We being good friends tend to sometimes be a little picky and critic about everything, but we do our best to make them happy.
So far we've seen a lot of smiles, and we hope that will continue.
That's a good sign. Yes, smiles are a good thing, and keep it going. I know you guys are going to make a lot of people happy with what you're doing, and thank you again for the inspiration. If people want to learn more about your truck and where they can find out more about you and when it's going to open, tell everybody, where should they go?
Our website is actually live. It's not perfect. We're still like cleaning it up, but we have a website which is mmfoodtruck.com. MM being Monsieur, Madame, and we have a Facebook page which is also MM Food Truck. I think that's probably the easiest way.
All right, so everybody go to mmfoodtruck.com right now, or if you're on Facebook, just look up or facebook.com/mmfoodtruck, and you'll find them there. Follow along. This is great. If you're in the Southern California, Los Angeles area, you can find them once they're live. And this is great. Thank you guys so much for all the help and inspiration, and just best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Pat.
I'm looking forward to serving all Orange County.
That's right. You got it.
Bye.
Bye, guys. All right. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Jeremie and Nissa Banet. You can find him at mmfoodtruck.com, and let's wish him all the best of luck. And I think, in regards to the domain name, just before we finish up, I think that's really smart, because, Monsieur, Madame is pretty hard to spell, even for me, pronounce, and it'd probably be the same for many other people. So having an easy to find domain name like mmfoodtruck.com makes it super simple. So well done on the branding there. And like I said, best of luck to Nissa and Jeremie, and to everybody else out there who's starting a food truck and is going through the same stuff. Love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next episode of Food Trucker. You can find the show notes for this episode at foodtrucker.com/21. Thanks so much. And please, if you have a second, please leave us a review on iTunes. They are really, really helpful. They are very motivating for me as the host, and also everybody out there who is trying to discover the best places to find content to help them start their food truck journey. Thanks so much. We appreciate you, and see you in the next episode.